Happy Friday, y'all. It's June 3rd, 6 p.m. Friday, and I wanted to get out a video for Bitcoin macros. So just going back, this was all the way back in February when I first noticed some significant signs. I said Bitcoin since inception, or BLX, bear case. Never in the history of Bitcoin's existence has there ever been a double top on the monthly time frame. And then note the bearish divergence both in volume and RSI and price between third and fifth wave. Usually confirmation of third and fifth wave. And then look at the RSI guidelines, trend lines as a guide as well. And then if 13.8K, the line of the sand is 13.8K. If touched, then all 5 waves are done, and we're in a super cycle 2, which should take a minimum of 2 years. And this is most likely invalid. It's just going to probably take longer. This would mean all of crypto is cooked and hints that the stock market is also very cooked. So if we look at this was what it was at the time. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, cycle 1, cycle 2, cycle 3, cycle 4, and then me topping out in whatever that is, 69K. And if we look at a smaller zoomed in image, I think that's, I don't know, November. Let's look at a current picture. I just want to see, was it, yeah, November was the ultimate top for now. And then this is the updated, or the same count, the updated version. Evidence criteria is the same I just listed. Double top information, so never seen before. The RSI break, bearish divergence between 2017 and 2021, which is right here. It's usually indicative of a third and fifth wave. And then there were multiple trend lines breaking, both in RSI. So here, I'm sorry, here, and here. And it's just constant rejection. And then this is like the logarithmic band support. This is my poor attempt to draw one, but I think it looks nice. And then what is it? If subwave correction is greater than 2 weeks, 29 bars, then it's likely that we're in super cycle 2, just because I've never seen a child wave being longer in time than a parent wave. And it's not a rule, it's just more of a guideline. But I've never you can argue that extensions can have bigger subwaves, but those are only for motive waves. I've never seen it for a corrective wave, which in this case, so these are my assumed cycle 2 and cycle 4 correction waves. Then if we're going to assume that this is the expanded flat, so we draw it from right here. I already drew it. So from right here, we're already 32 bars in. So we're going to say that a primary wave 4 expanded flat is taking longer than a cycle 2 and cycle 4 correction. That's a no-no in my book. And if we really look at it, I don't think Bitcoin's ever really experienced a true bear market. And me and my friend was talking about this earlier, so this is what I'm referring to. But in the history of Bitcoin, it's really not a real bear market or a true bear market. Look at it, it's just like a straight ripper. Compared to this, Nikkei, I don't know how to pronounce that, but this is a bear market where it's like doom and gloom. So that's just something to keep in mind as a reference. And this, ultimately, if this is true, if this is the count, then we're fucked, because that's the top of the top. If we're gonna enter a super cycle 2 correction, then it'll be nasty, because how long is this? Where's the time? So we take this, 293 bars, and then if you put the same, if let's just say super cycle 2 is the same length, then it should end around 2033. That's terrible. That's bad. So I was thinking of, that was my primary, and I mean, for now it's valid for now, but I was thinking of some other scenarios. So one scenario that I came up with, I think I saw it on Twitter as well, and it's valid but what if Bitcoin topped out, the impulse topped out at the 2018 high at 20K, and what if everything after was was corrective and expanded flat? What if the trend was so strong that the correction was just a higher low? So I just wanted to explore some time frames or some of the scenarios and explain my thesis on it. So here I wrote my explanation. So Bitcoin expanded flat, super cycle 2. So I'm saying, like I said, it's suggesting that it topped out in 2018 at 20K rather than having topped out at 69K last year or November 2021. So why it's better? So I showed you. So here, if this is the count, this is bad because it would take like 10 years to finish correction. Whereas if we had it here, then let's see if I drew the time. I didn't. Where is it? Oh, I did right. It's right there. So right here, this whole impulse up, or the whole super cycle 1 is 86 bars or 86 months, and then the super cycle 2 correction, we're already 54 months in, and then we have whatever the difference between that is. So the interpretation is that it would end around April 2025, right? So that's better in terms of time. And if Bitcoin, I just said it right here. If Bitcoin finished super cycle 1, blah blah, at 69K, then super cycle 2 be brutal. I said that. And then this count would give us the closest correction time / best look of Q1 2025. It's valid. It doesn't break any rules. So here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then in between this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you can count this in multiple different ways. There's lots of variations, but if you break it down here, so what is just a reminder, what is an expanded flat? So expanded flat, it's always a let me put here. So expanded flat, or it can be running flat. Well, we don't know yet, but this is what it's gonna look like. It's a 3-3-5 structure. So the A wave is 3. Let me use this. I'll make this yellow so it's easier to stick out. The B wave is 3, which is also corrective, like that. And then it can also be WXY. It can be any corrective pattern. And then the C wave is 5 down, so an impulse down. It can be an ending diagonal or just a regular 5-wave impulse, right? And then usually, either running or expanded, usually it'll come out to 6-1 or 1-6-1-8, something like that. Not usually, but usually characteristics are like 1-3-8-2 or 132% or 106.18% of wave A. So that's what I have. So that's the explanation behind it. So here we break it down. A, that's a triangle. B, C for cycle A, or is this cycle A? Did I drop? Yeah, it is cycle A because we're in super cycle 2. So primary A, primary B, primary C, cycle A, and then A, B, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to finish off primary C, to finish off cycle B, and then we have our cycle C correction to finish off our super cycle 2. And then here is where it's not so clear yet, and maybe we're working on an ending diagonal to like this. But if we get our extensions, so what I drew it from here, you see the fib from the top 20K to 3.2K, and at the 618 extension is exactly like on the money, is where the top was, 69K. I don't think that's a coincidence. So just so it's not no magic, I'll draw it again. Yeah, so it's almost exactly. It's insane. So just something to think about. It's just all algos playing out. And then if you take the extension, which I did here, which is right, nope, not that, No, not that. God damn it. Right here. So I took this. This is where, so one, I'll just redraw it just so you guys can see. So here to the bottom of A, to the top of B, and then you get your wave C targets, and you just look for a confluence. So you can do 1, 6, 1, 8, 3, 2, and 2, 3, 6. So these are your areas of, this is where you're looking for it to finish, right? And then to me, time is very important. So I think I'm more or less, I'm not, I mean, it matters for the price level, but I'm more concerned about the date. Like I care more about the time range. Does it fulfill the time requirement, right? So I think it's going to be around March 2025 or April. It's somewhere around what, second, third quarter of 2025. We'll just have to wait and see. And then it's probably going to be an ending diagonal formation because I just think it will be. But some targets of confluence of like bottom ranges, it could be 11K, 7.4K, 5.6K, and then if we might get a wick into 3.6. I don't know, but I'm certain, I'm fairly positive that we can expect this zone to be reached because there's not really that much support until 11K. So that's my thesis on the expanded flat scenario. And if we go to the smaller time frame, I mean, we'll look at it right now. I don't think I can pull. Let me see. I guess we can pull a Kraken. Yeah, so there's multiple ways you can count what's going on as well. So here, excuse me, you can count this as 5. So you can count this as like this, and then you can count like this is this an ABC, and then this whole thing is ABC, or you can count it where it's what was I talking about? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So like 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then same structure. This part is messy here though. That's one thing. And then this would be your flat. There's a triangle in there. But the point I'm trying to make is that it looks like it has the characteristics of a leading diagonal, and then a lot of people will be labeling it as an ending diagonal. So I think I have, let me just see if I have it. Oops. I think I had it in my Discord. Let's see. All right, we'll just look at this just because it's easier. All the notes are there. So I was saying that there's a lot of similarities in the previous impulse down and this impulse. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you can count that 1 or A. Then this is the B wave or wave 2. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, and then expecting 5 to be like 23K. And there were a lot of similarities. So what I mean by that is, where is it? If you take the fib level, come to here, retrace to 382, almost exact. And if we did the same thing, let me just delete these notes for now. Where's my fib? Yeah, it's repeating. I mean, it's not always going to be exact, but history always, most of the time, rhymes. I think I said that wrong, but you get the gist. history doesn't often repeat, but usually rhymes. Something like that. And then you can see, I mean, this time frame looks similar. This time frame looks similar. And then if you do the 1-to-1, I'm gonna guess it's 23K because I did it so many times. Oh no, yeah, 23K. So the 1-to-1 extension of, there's a lot of confluence at 23K. I think it's a CME gap. So how does that look like on a macro level? So either this is gonna be a regular impulse, or it's gonna be gonna be like this, where it's like that. But the problem is, I mean, it's gonna be like that, like this, or, and then, but where's wave 4? So that's a problem. So that's what I'm trying to say. 23K, and then if is it expanding, or, well, I guess it's gonna be contracting for sure. And then if it's a leading diagonal, then you can't have a truncated fifth wave, but it's an ending diagonal, you can. So we'll get more information on that to see if truncation happens. And then if it's a leading diagonal, it can be what, a 5-3-5-3-5. Ending can only be 3-3-3-3. So let's see if you can, and I told you before, you can count it as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which you can. So something like this. Let's just put it this way. And this is the part where it gets messy. Right, so is 4 in, or what's going on? That's the problem. Is it 4 in, or is it not in? That's the thing we're looking for. And then the bigger question after that is that, let's assume, right? Let's just say it is in, and then we get this. We can either get an overthrow. By overthrow, I mean it comes down farther. Let's say we get this diagonal or falling wedge, and then everyone gets bullish, and then everyone thinks, oh, it's ending diagonal, but in reality it's just an A wave or wave 1 down. And everyone's thinking, oh, bottom is in, right? And then we see this, and then everyone's long here, they ride it and just hold it, and then we get like a harsh ass buck rejection at like 45K, and then we just die. That would, I could see a lot of fuckery going on with that. I mean, this is just speculation right now, but imagine if something like that happened. But that was one of the scenarios I wanted to explain. I guess my only real alternative that I wanted to talk about. So just to recap, my primary before was the top of the top being in Super Cycle 1, but why I don't like this is because Super Cycle 2 would take forever. And then my new primary is the expanded flat Super Cycle 2, so like this. And why I like this is because of the time aspect, and it actually, I mean, it makes a lot of sense to me, and it would just look a lot better. It'll fuck both bears and bulls. I mean, definitely if Bitcoin gets to 10K, I'll gamble and just buy one and hold on to it. If it goes to 0, I mean, it's all good. But if it starts a new Super Cycle 3, then it's well worth the risk to me. While we're here, we can talk about the other cases or other tickers. So let's talk about total. I think I had another setup. Is it this one? Where is it? Interesting. I guess it was this one. No. Oh, we'll talk about this one first. So this is total, and it looks almost exactly like a three-wave swing. So is it a one-to-one? No, it's not. It's not. Is it on? Nope, it's not. I just want to see real quick. Is it? Interesting. But yeah, it kind of looks like an ABC to me, just because this impulse looks irregular, because it looks like it's about to breach this soon wave one. Oh, okay, yeah, this is what I'm talking about. So the same thing. So this would be the same case as Bitcoin, where all of this is corrective. So ABC, or three wave, and then we're in a 5-wave down. And then I guess for the subwave count, maybe something like this, ABC up, something like that. But you get the gist. It's the same idea where we're gonna test at least the prior all-time high. What, it's 769. Realistically, we're probably gonna come down to, let's take the extension. I mean, it's beautiful. It's like just so much confluence right here. So we're gonna come down to like 345, 209 bill, and then that'll most likely be good areas to start dollar cost averaging in. Sorry. And again, none of this is financial advice. This is just me speaking on my thoughts on the market. But yeah, that's total. Let's look at ETH as well, since we're here. I don't think I went over it the macro wise. I don't know what I was. It looks like I was doing the same. So yeah, I think I just same bias. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, 5, cycle 1, ABCA, AB, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, CB. You can also count this as a WXY and then put A here, and then ABCB up here. I don't think it matters, because we know we're in a C wave or the last leg right now. And then C wave will take us either to, do I have extensions? I do not, but I already know it's going to be to the bottom of that channel. Yeah, so around, I don't know, low end, $86. It can go as low as 42. Realistically, revisit this bottom of the channel, probably like 297, 260. That's where a lot of support is. And then I'd be interested in averaging in somewhere around here, maybe like 30% here around 300, and then another 30% around 130, and then the rest around these levels. You want to see how it goes, and then take us to the next bubble. So hope you guys enjoyed the update. That's the macros for both Bitcoin, ETH, and total. If you guys have any questions or updates, just DM me. I do have a Discord, and there is a service from here. It's just a quick view. I do have a YouTube video explaining how to use Discord. Basically, it's just me giving my thoughts on the market, and then I take chart requests. I'll respond to you in real time, and I give trade setups that I would like to take. And then there's other TAs in there that if you want to take their plays or not, and then I mean, Andy's been killing it, and then I have the Wall of Shame, CVO TA hits, just for the full transparency. I always put my charts. I don't delete my tweets, and I put my bias out. I don't. If I do post two setups, if I post both bear and bull, I will say which one I'm leaning towards, and then I'll admit if I'm wrong. There's too many people with big ass egos out there that delete their tweets. And what was I going on about? Oh, here we go. So yeah, like I said, there's a lot of people killing it in the Discord. And then here's some testimonials. You can read it as a free member. There's a free side, a community member, and then there's a premium side, what is called apes, the ape roll. So I mean, it's cool to read about. So thanks for your time, and then be safe out there. Bear market recession confirmed. Peace.